We're here with Leonard Kirk at Gotham Central Comics and Collectibles, celebrating their 3rd anniversary opening party. Mr. Kirk, what's it like working on the new Fantastic Four?
It's been a blast. I've enjoyed the heck out of it, and unfortunately it's wrapping up now, but it's been one of my favorite projects so far. It's one of those comics that, you know, I've known since I was a kid. I mean, it's existed longer than me. I'm also very pleased that unlike some other incarnations, some of which were really cool, this one goes back to the original 4 characters, and they're the ones really carrying through the story.
And especially the way that they're kind of highlighting Sue as kind of like a focal point of it. I always felt that, especially after John Byrne kind of redid her kind of character, that she has been kind of one of the focal points of the actual, I guess, the guts of the Fantastic Four, whereas in the past she might have been downplayed a little bit. How has that been for you as an artist to kind of help portray?
That was one of the things that James and I started talking about very early on when he was telling me some of the ideas he had for the series. You know, we were just trying to toy around with what we were going to do with each of the characters, what we were going to focus on. I mean, one of the things I was hoping for with the redesign of stuff like, you know, little gadgets like the Fantastic Car and whatever, was I made Ben's section the biggest and most impressive part, not just because he's giant, but also talking to James, I said, well, you know, his backstory, he was a pilot. So let's just make it look like, basically make his section of the Fantastic Four, or the Fantastic Car, look like a fighter jet when it separates, as opposed to everybody else's. And with Sue, yeah, a lot more focus on her as well. There's been a lot of focus on her, but also there's been a lot of focus individually on each of the characters as each one goes through what each one goes through. And of course, Johnny having to go through losing his powers yet again, and then losing his music career yet again. And so that's been fun as well.
And also playing off the dynamic of the friendship that he has with SpiderMan.
That's been both a blessing and a curse. It's just the number of guest stars that have appeared in here. I mean, for the second to final issue I'm working on, I wound up with a lovely little double-page spread fight scene where everybody's going against everybody, and I realized I'm counting everything up, and okay, great. So I got to show half of New York damaged and destroyed, and then fit in there like 20 characters, 11 bad guys, 9 good, or no, it was 9 good guys, 11 bad, whatever, I don't know, and a bunch of pedestrians and innocent bystanders, and then all the little weird insect beastie thingies that pop in there, and then lots of explosions and whatnot. And I'm pleased I got it done, but it was stuff like that that's a little bit crazy. The one thing that I'm a little disappointed in is now that the series is wrapped up, I'm finally getting accustomed to drawing these other characters, because I'm not used to doing that. Now I actually know what their uniforms are. I don't have to look at the reference, but I've only got 1 issue to go, so it's already over.
It's interesting you mentioned that, because take James Bond, for example. Anytime you have a new actor, it's usually their 2nd, 3rd film that they seem to be really comfortable with it. As an artist, especially when you're drawing a team book and you have, I guess, fewer panels where you're actually able to draw the characters, how long does it usually take for you to get kind of like in their skin?
I think I basically got in their skin relatively early. I felt pretty good with the earliest issues. I'd say I probably felt the most comfortable just handling the characters around issue 3 or 4. But I didn't really feel that I was getting what I wanted out of my pencils until closer to like somewhere between issue 7 and 10. And I still don't know exactly what it was, but something just at that point just kind of clicked. And I've been blessed by pretty decent reviews, and people seem to like all the other issues, but everything beyond that, I think, for me personally, I find the easiest to look at. But
so you said that Fantastic Four is wrapping up. What can fans look forward from you next?
I do have another Marvel project coming up. Should keep me going for at least a year.
All right, thanks for your time.
I'm Leonard Kirk, and you're watching Comics Asylum.